Hey guys, Miss Charlie here with my another project pan video. This is my progress from October, and then the items that I am going to be using this month for the November. So as I did before, I'll show you my progress and show you how things weighed or whatnot before, before and after, and also anything that I used up and may have switched out for something else. So we got a lot to go through, so we'll go ahead and get started. Okay, so I'm gonna start with things that I either didn't weigh or may have switched out for something else. So I'm gonna start with the brows. I have these two items in there at the beginning. This is the Marcel brow liner in medium brown. I did not like this. It was too hard and it did not show up hardly on my skin. So I didn't use it, so that was out. And then the Ione brow pencil was also the same. If I do it on my hand, I can get a color, but when I try to put it on my brows, it would just be like it was too waxy and the color wouldn't lay down. So this was not used at all. So these two will be decluttered. I might keep this just for the spoolie because I like having a spoolie, but other than that, these two were not used. I pulled in my Brow Contour Pro from Benefit. I love this little clicky pen. I used up this deeper shade and then I started using the next lightest shade. I really like this. I'm gonna have to get a backup, so I pulled that in regularly for my brows. Might as well go ahead and throw that in there. I used the Ione Perfect Brow Mini Kit, got from the dollar store, and then also from the dollar store, the Broadway Colors Eyebrow Kit. And it'll show where it was and where it is now. And then the Ione one, this is what it looks like now. So I hit very much pan on it. So you see where it was and where it is now. And these are the only two colors I used. Those two obviously were too light, but this was $1 from the Dollar Tree. So those were the brow things. This one size powder I didn't weigh because it's glass and it was too heavy for my scale, but I did use this quite a bit. It looks dark, but it's very finely milled, and I mixed it with the Laura Mercier powder and they worked really well. My oils did come through, so my face was a little shiny, but it wasn't like overly shiny or greasy, but this worked just fine. Even under the eyes, I mix it together with the Laura Mercier, and I use this quite a bit as well. So I'll show you where the Laura Mercier was and where it is now. So I still got quite a bit still left in there, but those were my powders that I used. The ABH foundation, this one is in 37 warm. This is still down here, and then the Maybelline Super Stay, it's down to here. I take these and I put them in a container like this, and then I mix them together because I always mix my foundations, and whatever I put in here is what I use for the month, and it did last me for the month, so I used it all up. So that's where those are, and this one's just about done, so I might put that in my project pan for December as well, just to get it used up. But those were my foundations. The e.l.f. hydrating stick, I used this, but you can't really tell because you only need to rub on a little bit of this. This still has quite a lot of product still in it. I did use it. I switched it out for my other primers every other day. I would just add a little bit of hydration under my eyes and around my mouth or my nose. But I didn't weigh this because I knew it wouldn't go down that much. But I got this at the dollar store, so that's the e.l.f. hydration stick. these hard candy setting sprays. This is the matte and this is the long wear. Also got these at the Dollar Tree. They work just fine. This one had just a little bit left in it, so I went ahead and just poured it in here. And this is about down to here, so there's not much left, so I did use both of those. The hard candy primer mist, there was only a small bit left and I used it up, and I pulled in this Bloom Effects Tulip Dew Mist. Got this in a boxy charm, this from the Dollar Tree. This was probably about down to here, and now it's about done, and it's one of those continuous mists, which I really like, but these two were used up. My L'Oreal Voluminous Mascara, it's the only one that I used. It works fine. I love it. I did not weigh it. This one is almost ready to be thrown away, but I think I can get one more project pan out of it. So I might throw it in with another mascara for December just so I can go ahead and finish using it up. But this is the Voluminous by L'Oreal, the original one. It's one of my favorites. For my brows, I also pulled in the Brow Gal palette along with those other items too. I didn't weigh it, but I just pulled this in because that one hit pan and those colors were a little light and this one is a lot deeper, but I just pulled this one in the last couple of days of October. Also for brows, the Maybelline Tattoo Studio Brow Gel. I use this as well. You'll see how it is when I began and how it is where it is now. Not much, you don't need much of this. This will last you for a long time. The brush on here is crap. It doesn't do anything, so I just try to, and look, it goops up all around it as well, so it's very messy because you do have to clean it off. And if you have never seen this brush, look at that, it's like wonky and it's not stiff, it's very soft and pliable, so those hairs do not stay sticking up. You have to clean it off or you will have product everywhere. Even after it's cleaned off, it still looks a mess. But I put it on very, very carefully, and then I go back in with a spoolie. I mean, it's a good brow gel, but the packaging is really bad, and it's so messy. So I might end up giving this till the end of the year and just getting another one or finding a different brow gel. This Be Pure Lip Sugar, I really enjoyed this from the Dollar Tree. Used quite a bit of it. It has a nice coarse texture, gets off that dead skin, leaves my lips very soft so that I can put on a balm. And this is again how it looked, how it was before and how it is now. The Glossier Rose Balm, this is done. She's done. I've had this for a while. It lasts forever. It's very moisturizing. But she's done. So we can see where she was and where she is, and she's getting ready to go in the trash. So this Tanais lip balm, it's like a tinted lip balm. It's like peach and gold. It does leave a nice tint. It was very nice. I enjoyed my Cab lip oil better than this one, but I'll still use it. And again, here's what it was when I started it at the beginning of the month and where it is now. Moisturizers and primers and eye cream, okay? And I'll put these up as I go. So this is the Wet n Wild, the Water Drop Primer. I've cut her open and used her all up. She's done. Again, this is a really good hydrating primer, very inexpensive. You can get at the drugstore. The cucumber one that I have does not smell like cucumber. It smells like lighter fluid. But I can get past the smell. If, again, you're sensitive to smells, this is not for you. But I used her all up. I pulled in this Comfort Zone Hydra Memory Cream Gel Moisturizer. I think I got this in like a a Birchbox or a Walmart box or something. It was nice. It's a gel. It's very hydrating. So I pulled this in along with the Pacifica Dreamy Youth Day and Night face creams. These were both fine. Used them. They hydrated. Again, this time of year when that air is very dry, these are good to have. Always keep good moisturizers on your face this time of year, especially if you're using like a matte foundation or something, or mattifying products. Keep some good hydration, and these were for October. I used up finally the No Problem Primer Essence from Touch and Soul. I've had this for a while. It is very hydrating. You need just a little bit. I may get a backup of this at a later date, but I am still using the No Problem Smoothing Primer right now. I'm almost done with that. That should be done in the next few months, but this I finally used up. The Mud Masky Eye Serum. This is probably down to here right now. I'm sure there's some products still up here if I cut it open, but most of it is down here. So I've used this quite a bit. Very hydrating. I also use this at night with my night skincare regimen. I do that with my eye creams. I use them before makeup, and I also use them when I do my skincare at night. So that's where this one is now. Concealers. This is the Becca and Smashbox corrector in medium dark. And this is where this is. You only need a little bit of this. I just dipped the side of my thumb in and put it on to help color correct under my eyes. And you can see where it was, and you can see now where it is. But this is a very nice corrector. Will last me for a very long time. And then the e.l.f. and the Essence. This one still has quite a bit in it. I need to pull the stopper out, but it's still got a lot because this is newer. And I also have a backup of this. I love this primer. It covers what I need, and it's hydrating. It's not drying. And then the Camouflage one from Essence. This one is okay. It says that it's tattoo covering. I don't believe that because it still shows some of my darkness under my eyes, which is where I try to conceal the most. I took the stopper out. There's still quite a lot in there. So this will be in a project pan at a later time. But these were the two that I used for October. Another powder that I used as well, because I switched out the one size and this one. This is the Infallible Fresh Wear Foundation. I use this as a finishing powder. I don't use this as a foundation because it's too heavy. But that's where she is, where she was, and where she is. I love this powder, but I don't need any new powders right now. I have plenty, but that's one I used. For bronzers and contour, I used the Rimmel palette for contour and mixed for highlight. You can see where she is. You don't really need much of this. I finally hit pan on this last year, and I've had this for a couple of years. Will last you a long time, but there's that one. I used the Flesh Stick for contour. This is a foundation. I used quite a bit of this. I used it so much it broke. So she broke. So she's almost used up, and it makes a great cream contour. I got this at the dollar store, and this is in Tiramisu. You can see where she was and where she is. Okay, so these bronzers. This one I'm going to retire. This is a Wet n Wild one. I've had this for a while. This was part of a limited edition collection they have. This is in Queensland. It's so nice. I really enjoyed it, but I'm going to go ahead and retire her. This Beauty Benefits one that I got from the dollar store, I'm still going to keep working on it. It's still got quite a bit left in there. I might take this out and repress it into a smaller pan, but I really enjoyed this. I enjoyed both of them, but yeah, this one's going to be retired. Okay, so these blushes and highlights. the e.l.f. blush. This is their Primer Infused Blush in Always Rosy. Got this at the Dollar Tree. It's a pretty neutral color. It looks darker on camera, but it is a little bit more rosy, but it's more neutral, because I always have a neutral blush and a more cool tone blush. This one is from Half Caked, and this one is in Day and Night. This is from the dollar store. This one I got in a BoxyCharm. You can see where they are. And then the Laura Geller blush in Tropic Hues. I use this as a highlight because it is way too light as a blush. So I use this as my cool tone highlight. And then the Rainbow highlighter from Wet n Wild, used as a warm tone highlight. I just swirl it around in there, and it's almost at pan. And there's not much in here to begin with. The pan is not that deep, but you don't need much, but it's almost hitting pan, so that's going to be really satisfying when that happens. But those are the highlights that I used. And lastly for pencils, I used the Trestique pencil, and I used it up. Whatever was left, it does not roll up anymore, so that was good, because I have quite a few black liners and I wanted to get through them, and that one was used up. And I used the e.l.f. one. I've used this quite a bit, and it doesn't look like it, because when you sharpen it, it has a sharpener in the lid. It doesn't take off a whole lot of the product. You still get plenty. It doesn't break off. So I still have quite a bit of this left to use, but I used up this one and used this one for the rest of the month. And then my liquid liner, the eye marker from LA Colors in black. This is from the dollar store. I use this quite a bit, one of my favorite liquid liners, and I will show you where it was and where it is. All right, so those are the items that I used for October. I got through quite a few items, which I was happy with. Going to declutter a few items, but all in all, I was very satisfied how much I used and how many products I used and how much my progress was on those. So now we're going to get started with the items that I'm using for November. So we're going to go ahead and get started with the items that I'm going to be using for the month of November. And I have already started using these because this was being filmed on the 6th. So I've already started using them. So we'll go ahead and get started with that. Okay, so we'll start with lip treatment. So I'm using my e.l.f. scrub. This one is almost done. I always dig them out and use them all the way up. So this one is being dug out and will be used. I've gone through, I cannot tell you how many of these. I've been using this for many, many, many years, and I will always come back to it. It's inexpensive. I like the taste. I like the smell. I like the performance. I will always use the e.l.f. lip scrub. But I'm using that, and then I'm using up my Sugar Rush, which is subsidiary of Tarte, one of their brands. Their lip, this is the lip butter balm in peony, and the packaging is so cute with the little flower. But I'm almost done, so this will be used up, and I might have to pull in another one. But these are the two lip treatments that I'm using for November. For hydrating mist or primer mist, I'm using this Juice Beauty hydrating mist. I always put on a layer of some type of a facial mist before I put on any makeup for extra hydration, and this one is nice so far. It does have a floral rosy smell, so if you are sensitive to smell, it does have a floral smell to it, which is fine. I also have their retinol serum too. It also has the same smell, but so far I'm liking it, and you can see where it was from when I started at the beginning of the month and where she is now. And I also use this to spray any shimmers or multi-chromes that I'm going to use on my eyes. So that's a good thing too that I use this for. But this is my facial spray. For moisturizer, I pulled out my Confidence in a Cream from It Cosmetics. This is my second one, and I've gone through a small one. I love these, and I also love the eye cream. Only thing I don't like about these is this is very heavy in either glass or porcelain or something, very heavy, but the lid is plastic and it cracks. Both times I've had this cracks. I don't know why. When you screw it on, it cracks. But this is where she is. I did not weigh it because she is very heavy, so it's too heavy for my scale. But this is what it looks like now. But again, I try to screw it on and it just cracks. So I might put this in a different container, but this is the It Cosmetics Confidence in a Cream. It's very, very concentrated. You only need a little bit, and it's very hydrating. And I usually use it this time of year. I have this eye serum from Symbiosis London. This is their Depuffing and Dark Circle Relief Eye Serum. I have a few products from Symbiosis. I am using their, let me pull it out here, their D-Light Radiance Restoring Facial Serum with bee venom and niacinamide. I've been using this lately in my night routine for my skincare and enjoying this very much. I also have another serum from them, but I'm putting this one in my project pan for November for my eye cream. For face primers, I'm using the Old School Farsali Skin Tone Blur. This is the first time I've ever used it. I saw it in a BoxyCharm drop box and decided to try it, and I'm enjoying it so far. You only need a little bit and it does smooth and blur. And then for hydration, I am using the BH Cosmetics Hydrating Face Primer from their Paradise collection that they had. I got this at TJ Maxx, and it's like a clear gel and it's very hydrating, and love both of these so far. For concealer, I pulled out the Tarte Ultra Creamy Concealer. This one is in Deep. I like it. I like it just like the Shape Tape. And I need to pull the stopper out of here to make sure I get it all out. And I've been mixing that with the Milani Retouch and Erase. This one is in Honey. Got this from the dollar store. One a little deeper, one a little lighter. So those are my concealers for November. For brows, I am using the e.l.f. This is like a wax pen. Got this from the dollar store. Still got quite a lot in it. You only need a little bit. And I put this on before I put my powder and things on, just to lay my brows down, and it's working just fine. And the Alley Oop Pen Pal. This is kind of like the brow one from Benefit, but this one has a little highlight pen, has a lip liner, an eyeliner, and a brow liner. So you have all of these in one, and I have been currently using the eyeliner and the brow liner so far. I haven't used the lip liner yet. It's a little light, but I pulled this out to use. And then I pulled out my Wet n Wild Ultimate Brow Kit again. Go ahead and get this one used up, and I do have a backup. This will be my second one of that. And then the Cream Shop Pomade. This is their Eyebrow Pom Pom in medium brown. I love this. I found this at TJ Maxx. I've used this quite a bit and I really enjoy it. So this was pulled out once again. So these are the brow products for November. For face powder, I just brought out these two. This is my Lorac Pro Loose Setting Powder in Cinnamon. Got this in a BoxyCharm. It looks red, but I mix it with the e.l.f. Perfect Finish HD powder, which is white. It does not leave a cast. I mixed these together and they're beautiful. So those are my powders. For contour and highlight, I am using for contour the Alamar Cosmetics Complexion Trio. And those are the colors. I'm Woke, Solterra, and Always Summer, because they have a deeper one of this. I have that one too. This one I have already hit pan on it, which I am happy on. So that's what that looks like. I mixed these two together for contour. I will use this sometimes mixed with my other powders for under eye, but mostly I use these two. So that's from Alamar. And then I also use the Maybelline Super Stay Foundation Stick, or it says multi-use foundation stick, and this is in Espresso. I got this from the dollar store. I use this as a cream contour, and it just blends into your foundation wonderfully. You don't have to use powder. So I switch out this and this for contour. And then for bronzer, I'm using the Viseart bronzer, and this one is in Bronze No, N-O-I-X, Bronze No. And this is what she looks like. It's great for travel, and you can take these pans out and put in a different color if you have the singles like that. But I've used this before. I've traveled with it as well, and I enjoy it. So I pulled this one out, and it's magnetic, which I like. And then also for contour, I'm using the Black Radiance Pressed Powder in Bronze Glow. I've used this quite a bit, and I like this as a contour, and instead of a pressed powder. Get these at Walmart. And then for my highlight, I am using, let me pull these out of here. For highlight, I'm using these e.l.f. jelly highlighters that I got from the dollar store. This one is in Cloud, and this one is in Dew. One is more cool tone. This is more of a champagne-y color, and this is more of a peachy color, and they are like jelly. You only need a tiny bit of this. I'm not gonna weigh these because you just dab your finger in and put it on, and you're good to go. You do have to work a bit fast with these because they do dry pretty quickly, but these are very, very pretty and subtle. You can use these as bases and then put, a powder over top, but those are the liquid highlighters that I'm using. And then the pressed ones, I'm using this one from Believe Beauty, and get this at the Dollar General, I believe, or Dollar General or Family Dollar. This one is in Champagne Kiss. And this is my cool toned highlight. It's more of a champagne color. It's so pretty. It's a nice highlight. And then for my cool toned highlight, I brought up my NYX Duochrome Illuminating Powder. This one is in Snow Rose. So it looks white, but it has a pink undertone. And that's so pretty, so pretty. So I have my warm tone highlight and my cool tone highlight. And those are the highlights for November. For blushes, I have 2 liquid and 2 powder. So the liquids I have are from Makeup by Tammy. And these are her plush blushes in, the orange one is in Orange Bloom, and this one is in Candy Kiss. I won these in a giveaway. I got all 4. I gave 2 of them away because those were not going to meet my skin tone. I gave them to a lovely Instagram friend who nominated me for this giveaway, and I shared the giveaway with her. But these you need, I'm not gonna weigh these again because they're glass bottles. They're too heavy for my scale. Plus, you need the tiniest bit of these. These are so potent. They have a pump, but I just like to open it up and take out the thing, and you just need that much. just gonna do the orange one. That's all you need. Use this with a beauty blender or your finger. And they blend out really, really nicely. And you do have to work, you can't let them set because they will set on you. But I like these, and that's the orange one. Not flipping you off, but that's the orange one. So those are my liquid blushes. And then for my powder blushes, I pulled out my Mellow Wine from Wet n Wild, and this is the old packaging because I've had this for a while, but it is a very neutral, peachy blush. This would go great with this. It's a nice everyday blush. And then I'm using the Fenty Kilowatt Foil in Ruby Riches, which is a highlighter, as a blush because this is too deep for me as a highlight. So I use this as a blush, and it is a beautiful cool toned, like a cranberry blush. And it also gives you a sheen, so you can use it as a blush topper too. But it's really, really pretty. So these are my, can say this is powder, it's more cream, but these are my blushes for the month of November. Okay, so I have my mascara and liners. For mascaras, I'm using the Milk Makeup Kush Lash Primer. Has one of those swirly brushes. Swirly, you need to clean this off because it will clump your lashes together, but I found that it does let me have a little bit more volume depending on the mascara. And this is very, very heavy and weighty, so I did not weigh this, but that's the lash primer I'm using. And then the mascara that I'm using, I am not going to continue with this. This is the Ardell Wispy's Fiber Building Mascara. I just got this from TJ Maxx a couple weeks ago, so this is brand new. This did absolutely nothing for my lashes, nothing at all. This wand, these bristles are way too short. They didn't grasp onto my lashes at all. Hardly any product got onto my lashes at all. I did not like this. I think it was only $2.99, but this is not going to be used anymore because I tried it for a few days, nothing. Even with the lash primer, nothing. So this was a dud already. So I pulled in my Marc Jacobs Velvet Noir. Got this from TJ Maxx. I love this mascara. I'm going to use this for another project pan, and then she will be decluttered, or if I can find another small one mini like this at TJ Maxx, I will pick it up. But I love the bristles on this. It makes my lashes long. It works well with the primer. So this one is what I'll be using for November. For liquid liner, I have the W7 II Captain. This I got at TJ Maxx as well. I love W7 liners. This has a very stiff tip, but I love the formula. It's very long lasting, very black. This one is like a glossy sheen, but it will dry down. I love their liner, so this is one of my liquid liners. And then also the Tattoo Liner in Trooper. Great brush tip. This is a brush tip. The other one is a felt tip. I love both of these liners. I got this one in a drop shop on BoxyCharm. So those are my liquid ones. And then for my pencils, eye pencils, I have these three because they're short and I need to use them up. This one is the Color Icon pencil from Wet n Wild. This at the Dollar Tree. They're like, you know, these pencils are really long, will last you a while. It's very black, it's very smooth. I'm going to use this one up. And then the Bodyography one in Onyx, going to use that one up as well because it's almost gone. And then this Essence Extra Lasting in Black Love. This one, this one, look at that, one swipe, it's done. It's very, very soft and very pigmented and lasts all day. I have a backup of this, but these three, I want to go ahead and use them up for this month. For foundation, I am using my CoverGirl Full Spectrum. This one is done. I scraped her all out. And put her into container and mixed it with the Milani Screen Queen. Sorry about that. Someone's going down the street on a four-wheeler. Anyway, so I mixed it with this. I got this at TJ Maxx. This is the color Toasted Tawny. And then I bought a brand new one of these CoverGirl ones. They were clearing out the section at my Myers, so I got this for like less than $3. And I really enjoyed the previous one. I don't hear a lot of people talking about this particular foundation from CoverGirl. The whole section was basically for people of color, and now it's no longer there, so I don't know if they're going to redo it or whatnot. But I did pick up a backup of this, and I also picked up their concealer as well, which I did use in a previous project pan. But these are my two foundations for November. And last but not least, we have the Slay All Day by Gerard Cosmetics setting spray. I have gone through so many of these. I like the lavender one, the peach one, the mint chocolate one. Those are my favorite. This one is the peach. I got this on the Boxy drop box as well, because these are, I think they're $22 each, or you can find a code to get them cheaper. But I love Gerard. It does stay all day and it smells really good. So that is my setting spray for this month. All right, so these are the items that I'm using for the month of November. I've started using them again, like I said, for the last few days. This video is going up, of course, after I've already started using them. I am happy with mostly everything in here so far. I will let you know next month how I feel and what my progress is. If you do these type of videos, let me know. I love Project Pan. I started this almost 2 years ago doing Project Pan monthly, and I've gone through so many products in my collection that, you know, I either forget about or things like that, or want to use up and get them out of there. So I enjoy doing this. I know some people don't, because they figure it's too structured. Yeah, I have to use this, I have to use this. But some people are like that, like me. They have these things in their collection, they want to use them, they forget about them, they keep using the same thing. This is just a way to get rid of stuff that's been there for a while. See if it's still good, see if you still like it. If you still have a little bit left, go ahead and use it up. Things like that gives you more options, choices, things that you need to declutter, whatnot, and so forth. So I have been enjoying this journey for the last almost 2 years, and I will continue to do it, to go through things as I use them, find things I enjoy, find things that I don't, and get rid of it or whatnot. So I appreciate you all being here. Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate everyone. Sorry again for the person going down the street on the four-wheeler. Four-wheelers are not street legal, but do what you gotta do, I guess. So thank you all for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram, and we'll see you in the next video.